Welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Locker podcast. My name is Brandon.
I'm Patrick.
And I'm Chase.
I was trying for a different vibe there.
It was very sexy voice.
I was just saying, like the velvety tones of my voice, bringing everybody back in.
Silky smooth.
May or may not have something to do with all the drinking I've doing because of the election. But hey, who knows where this?
How many of you guys were hungover?
I haven't gone that hard yet because I'm waiting for either like the fall or the rise, and that'll just depend what kind of
rise.
It's like a Star Wars movie.
Well, I mean, it's fucking Mad King over here. I'm just
right. Well, okay. So one of my friends posted a picture of the Iron Patriot and saying, "Go vote," and I was like, that picture doesn't really bode well if you know who's inside of that.
Yeah.
I was like, I would probably take that down.
Like that's the equivalent of putting that on the current man,
right? Well, no, but so that sparred a conversation about Harry, okay, if Trump was an Oswald, right? How much scarier would the world be? Osborne, sorry, Oswald.
Osborne. On par to where we're at now, just like with actual violence.
I think it'd be much worse, because if you think about how the Oswald family I don't know, I keep saying Osborne family keeps going, like how maniacal they are and how meticulous they are.
Are you reading Nick Spencer's run right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay, there's some Osborne stuff that's like going on in the last like 10 issues that they've really started zeroing in on, and issue 50 was a big reveal of this villain who's been like hanging out in the shadows for some time, and it's super dope. I don't want to give spoilers because it's still like actively happening, and I don't want to like ruin that for anybody. But dope. I would definitely hop on Nick Spencer's current run of Amazing Spider-Man. It's great.
Ooh, that sounds good. Okay, I'll definitely check it out.
But anyways, if Trump's last name was Osborne, how much scarier would the country be?
It wouldn't be scarier because we'd all be dead.
And Chase got it and won.
Yes, Chase for the win. Thanks, dude. Now I can continue. I can continue drinking.
Was that a hiccup? How drunk are you?
No, that wasn't a hiccup. That was no. I'm not like bubbles coming out of my mouth drunk yet, but I'm getting there. I'm about.
Can we get that Patrick on a podcast?
No, that Patrick's a whole other animal. That is a whole other animal.
I saw that Patrick almost in San Diego.
Oh yeah. Comic-Con. That's Comic-Con Patrick right there. That's
Comic-Con Patrick's fun, Patrick. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Oh man, good times. Especially when my buddies working at the bar.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we went to a bar anyway. Shout out to Mike White, one of my buddies who I used to work with in Vegas. Speaking of Vegas, you guys are taking fucking forever.
Bro,
can we just talk about that just for a hot second?
I mean, we're 50th in education out of 50, so
yeah.
I was going
to say that, but
I saw this thing that kind of explained why it's taking longer. I guess there's a new system in place. This is the first year we've ever done it.
They just
then you take into account that we're one of, I don't think every state did this, but they sent out a mail-in ballot to every registered voter. So what they have to do is make sure that no one voted twice. So they're having to count and double check everything. So it's taking forever.
Wow, wow.
I just assume everybody's taking their sweet time because they don't want to deal with his bullshit if it comes in. Like, you know what I mean? They're just like, we're double checking. and then you can get fucked.
What do you think? Like, let's say Biden wins. What do you think the next 2 months are going to be?
Look, I'll tell you in 3 because I'll be hungover for 2 of those. Actually, honestly, guys, no matter whatever happens, I might black out until January. So let's just see.
You're gonna kill any coronavirus you might catch.
Right.
Like,
you're gonna drown that shit. So we haven't heard from you in a while, Brandon. How was your vacation? Honeymoon.
It was good. I got to tell you, the best thing about being married is that I now get to refer to Carly as my wife, and in no way has she gotten sick of that already.
Like, you guys got married at the perfect time for it, right? Right when Borat happened.
Exactly. I was like, babe, look, like it's
meant to be
that I'm allowed to call you my wife for the rest of our lives. She's loving that part. Jim gave me some advice and said I should also end everything with "I have spoken." He's like, they love that. So things are going great over here. Not dead yet.
So like that "I have spoken" thing works if she's not into like any nerdy shit because she'll never get it.
So did Jim and Chase tell you what they sent me?
Yes.
The raincorn shirts.
That was an you haven't been listening to the podcast, have you? We've talked about this.
I don't know if we
talked
about
it.
I don't think
you talked about the fact that I said it, but
yes, and it turned into a gift idea afterwards.
Yeah. So she's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh, just a reminder of how stupid I am." She's like, "I don't get it." I'm like, "It's not."
You got to take a picture. Okay, you got to take a picture of you holding up the shirt so we can post it on our Facebook
Jimmy got
page.
One for both of them. Didn't he?
We both have one.
Yeah. We need a group shot.
All right.
To put up on our social media and the site, just wishing you, congrats.
All right, well, we'll get to it.
Do they look good?
Yeah,
no, they look great. I think the last time I ordered that shirt, I was like 2 sizes smaller, so it's cool to have one that fits now.
Nice.
Yeah, welcome to married life, bro.
Oh man. I said so far, awesome. Just the my wife is reason enough to do it. Suggest it to everybody. 10 out of 10.
Did you like the new Borat?
I did. I thought that it was fucking hilarious. We watched it that night, and I was just like the first one. I can't stop fucking laughing. Like, just the shit he does, the shit he gets away with. And like one of the stupidest funny parts to me was just how he keeps having that dude at the like the FedEx or the whatever fact the fucking one word messages.
Just chilling.
Sup.
Sup.
Just chilling. And then finally when it's like more than 2 words, it's like super violent. This guy's just reading it.
We'll have to execute you. Return to Kazakhstan.
So fucking funny. God damn, dude. He's so good. And like, I really do think, like, I know it's funny and everybody laughs and it's like outrageous, but like, I don't understand why roles like that aren't like Oscar worthy. Like, the dude can't break character.
Right.
He's not allowed to.
Did you hear the story about him? You know the 2 guys he stays with?
Yeah,
He just meets in the parking lot?
Yeah.
He was talking about it, I think, to Stephen Colbert, and he was talking about how the crew had to leave at night. So he had to stay in character for like 2 days.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he is amazing. Because there's no way I could handle shit like that. And he does it with a straight face.
Someone made a good point that this one isn't just him being Borat, it's Borat trying to disguise himself.
Yeah. Right.
So he's playing a character, he's a dude disguised as another dude.
Basically,
Robert Downey Jr. and the shit out of that.
He's
exactly.
he's RDJing the fuck out of that role.
Exactly.
Speaking of roles, Patrick, you have some.
You have
some news.
Yeah. So, like, speaking of roles. So, I'm really excited about this. We have Moon Knight news. I think we had originally talked about it on the first podcast that I jumped back on, where they were doing some casting, but we finally got our lead character, which is Oscar Isaac, who I'm a big fan of, from everything from like upcoming Dunes, of course, Poe Dameron and Star Wars.
Ex Machina, he was good.
Ex Machina. Let's skip over Apocalypse and X-Men movies. And even Prince John. I thought he was actually really good as Prince John in the Russell Crowe Robin Hood. I don't know if you remember that.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah. He was an asshole in that one, but he was really good though. So yeah, I've always been a fan. Ex Machina. I think the character he played in that is going to be along the same lines as the Mark Spector role. According to a couple of sources, like the storyline that they're going with is like more of a psychological thriller type of deal, where he's going to be dealing with some mental issues after his whole experience with Khonshu and getting his powers from.
Is that how you say it? Because I've never been able to figure out how you say it.
I've always said Khonshu. Like Khonshu, like the city in Japan. So I mean, from spending my time in Japan, I've kind of just adopted that as how you say it. But I mean,
I've never successfully been able to pronounce it.
It's like Chuite Ejiofor.
It's K. Oh God, I remember we had to. When you were talking about that, I was like, I remember having to look up how that was said. It's Khonshu.
Yeah, I just dropped the N. I just dropped the N.
Khonshu. You know what? We'll know in about a year when it's on Disney Plus.
How do you guys? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, I'm super excited. Like, I know the rumors with Keanu Reeves would have been cool, but when they said Oscar Isaac, I'm like, can this show be on Disney Plus? Like, do I want it on Disney Plus? Like, I kind of want that on Hulu. I want something like a little more dark and scary.
I've heard rumors that they might do an adult area of Disney on the Disney Plus.
If you've been sleeping on Moon Knight, comic book fans, Marvel fans, if you're a fan of the movies,
don't
start checking him out, because Moon Knight's the shit, and I cannot be more excited for this than I am right now.
Well, the thing is, they're talking about bringing in some of that stuff from like Avengers 37 and like some of the stuff that happened in that arc into the series. So
you mean just recently?
Yes.
Oh, no shit. The Jason Aaron stuff?
Yes, man.
Oh, fuck. That'd be dope as fuck.
Do you think Marvel is going so series heavy because of COVID? Or do you think that was the plan for them all along?
No, I think with their own streaming service, this has been their plan.
Yeah.
Are you guys good at that? Or do you miss the movies?
No, I mean, we're still getting movies.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to stop. I think we're just going to get a tighter tie-in. Like with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we got kind of like bits and pieces, right? Because it was a TV budget. It wasn't you didn't have as much control over it, as opposed to with Disney Plus. You can push that envelope all the way out,
Do you think it's going to be harder for them to maintain a cohesive timeline?
No, I think it'll be easier.
Spread out.
No.
Because they did such a good job with the first. Yeah.
I mean,
you gotta understand the big thing is like. I'm sorry, Brandon.
No, you're good.
The thing is like, not so much Disney, but Marvel has got their shit wired, right? They're like, okay, we know how this formula works. So we're not going to sit here and make a call on a story or let some executive make a call on a storyline or a plot line that doesn't make sense in this timeline.
So there's nothing random there.
No, I don't think. I think
DC.
I think Marvel. No, I think it's so calculated that it's not happening.
DC's a fucking shit show. I can't.
It's a shit show.
That's its own podcast when we talk about. I can't get into that. Like you guys were talking about that Snyder cut.
Yeah, Snyder cut thing.
I wasn't able to, and I'm like sitting here being like,
I know.
What the fuck? This fucking mother. From now on, like I'm just gonna like tell people like my version was better. Like I'll start something,
right?
Let somebody else finish it. Tell them my version was better, and then once they say I can do it, I'll be like, I also need to finish it.
So you can give me.
Can I have money
for that?
Isn't it gonna be 4 hours long?
It's gonna be, dude. If it was 20 minutes, it'd be 20 minutes too long. That fucking movie. Okay, let me talk to you about Zack Snyder's Justice League. This movie better make me fucking weep. It better move me emotionally like I've never been moved before. For all the shit he's been talking about, how good this fucking movie is. Like, I better fucking give him a standing ovation in my living room. This fucking waste of
Shia LaBeouf time. You can be a Shia LaBeouf meme.
Exactly. I better be fucking shook. Like, I'll be like, guys, The Godfather, fuck The Godfather. Just Zack Snyder's Justice League.
So here's what's going to happen. This is my prediction. So we have it on tape. My prediction is we're gonna get that is it. But I mean, we're gonna get the Snyder cut, but we're gonna have Suicide Squad, James Gunn's Suicide Squad shit all over that movie.
It is. Yeah. It's gonna take the fattest shit that anyone's ever shit on a movie. Like,
I think I talked about this on the last podcast. I had heard about so many, different actors that were involved with Justice League that they'd already seen the Snyder cut, and now he's doing all these reshoots. So I'm just curious, what did they watch exactly?
Dude, nobody fucking knows. He's full of shit. He had 3 clips, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it looks so cool. Darkseid's in it." And like, it's fucking. I'm telling you, this better be the greatest fucking movie ever made. I better want to buy it on fucking Blu-ray, 4K, DVD, digital, tattoo it on my fucking body. Like, if this movie is not that good.
Pay for that tattoo.
Who can eat shit? Sorry, getting off on this. What the fuck has Ray Fisher been doing?
Oh my god, the whole Ray Fisher thing.
Dude, look, like I understand what he's saying and shit for a minute, but it's like every time shit doesn't pan out his way, he's got more shit to bitch about. And I'm afraid that me even saying this is gonna come back to like bite me, but like I'm just like, you keep complaining about shit, they keep not finding anything, and you're like, we'll look again.
Yeah, they're not. Look, let's put it this way. I mean, I'm fairly close, not close to that whole investigation, but like the lot and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff going on. There are some things going on, I guess, that in the background, but the former president's gone. Like, you gotta understand. Okay, so when Ray Fisher had beef, right? He had beef with the studio. That boss is gone.
Okay.
The guy who ran that studio is gone. He got fired over sexual harassment charges. And then, yeah. So I mean, he has. There were some issues at the studio. Let's just leave it at that. But there were some issues at the studio. So there's not necessarily all unfounded, but I mean, once the head of the studio takes a swan dive off the corporate grid, as it were, because of like sexual harassment charges and some other stuff, there had to be something going on back then. So, not saying that everything's founded or anything like that, but yeah.
Well, it's not even that it's founded or unfounded. It just seems like every day he's like yelling at a new thing, and I'm like, did we even figure out if the old thing?
Thing is, yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Sure, like, okay, Geoff Johns is a dick, like, but it didn't. Like, if that's true, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Okay,
right.
Geoff Johns was mean. Like, aren't most people on like Hollywood lots?
I gotta be completely honest. I don't even know what his original complaint was. What he was bitching about.
He said Joss Whedon and Geoff Johns were verbally abusive on set.
Yeah.
Like they told him what to do, or
No, they were just like, you stupid dick. Cyborg sucks.
Yeah.
Cyborg should be in the Teen Titans. I don't know why he got moved into the Justice League.
Do people really talk to each other like that on set? Like, holy shit.
Well, it depends. So, like, I can tell you from being on set, not on that particular set, but just on set in general. Like, you'll always have. Okay, so it's weird, right? So you have a hierarchy when it comes to a movie set, right? And when I worked on movie sets, I was a PA, which is a production assistant. I was like, go get me a fucking coffee. Like, people just talk to, granted, I'm 6'5" and like 235 pounds at the time. Nobody was talking shit to me, but you can kind of see that it happened to others. And then as you start to move up, depending on how important your role is.
You get talked to like a bitch, but I'm no bitch.
Yeah. Like the first time I was talked to like a bitch was
thing that Bane does, where he puts his hand on their shoulder. You know
exactly.
What was that?
Yeah. What was? Excuse me, little white man. No. The first time that ever happened to me, I shit you not, it was SVU. I was working as a production assistant for SVU at the Lacey Studios here in Los Angeles, which is like a famous where Cagney and Lacey was filmed. And somebody said, "You need to go get me a fucking coffee." I was like, "Excuse me."
Huh.
I mean, I had just came out the Marine Corps, and I can give a fuck what you just told me because I am about to melt your face. And I just looked at the guy like, "I will burn your eyeballs out of your sockets." And he's like, "Could you give me a coffee?" I was like, "Yes, I could. Thank you."
There we go. And that's the tone I'm looking for.
Yeah, and I walked away and got the man his coffee. So, I mean,
just all about that respect. I get it.
It's all about that respect. Put some respect on my name.
You got to.
Yeah, so I mean, if he's butthurt over that, that's Hollywood, man. You know, that's the reason why I stopped.
I was looking at his IMDb, and I guess he was in the last season of True Detective, and that's the only shit he's done since Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Was he the son?
Yeah, he's not black.
I don't know.
He's blackballed now. He can probably kiss it goodbye. His career goodbye. I mean, that's just the way it is. You know, hopefully not. But I mean, dude, I've seen so many people just go that route. So, yeah.
Well, Cyborg will be back on the Teen Titans in a year, and where he belongs. I don't think he's a Justice League hero. I just don't. I think the role that they even put him in that movie should have been Martian Manhunter.
Ooh, that would have been a good one.
He's the glue to the Justice League. Cyborg as a Justice League member had never really made sense to me. And the whole New 52, they did that just because they had the movie like working on.
Yeah,
that's the only reason.
I know. I would have personally liked to see Green Lantern, but that was just me.
I'm fine with that too. Like I would have liked that, or like I said, Martian Manhunter. He's kind of the radio,
right,
of the team. Like he's how everybody can communicate. And I understand like the tech role that Cyborg took with that, but I'm like, I like Martian Manhunter way more.
Anyway, moving on from Brandon's little fit
Brandon's
there.
Rant.
It's okay. It's okay. We still love you, Brandon. It's okay. Just want to talk about some random movie news. It's kind of scarce these days for obvious reasons. But just a few topics. They announced the home release of Tenet. It'll be December 15th. It'll be on 4K Blu-ray and DVD. So finally everyone gets to see it if you didn't get to see it in theaters. I was an idiot and saw it twice. Yeah, I know I shouldn't have done it, but I have no willpower. Huh?
It was that much fun? You saw it twice?
Well, I didn't fully understand it the first time, so I had to see it again.
That's fair.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, it's a Christopher Nolan film. It outside of Batman, it takes a couple times for it to kind of work its way in.
I understood it a lot more the second time, so it was definitely worth another view. Especially, and I don't know if I ever talked about this on a podcast, but when I saw it the first time, the volume was fucked up and it was extraordinarily loud the first time I saw it, to the point where it was hard to fully concentrate. So seeing it a second time where the volume was where it should have been definitely helped too.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Oh no, that was the one movie I've seen since quarantine. We did the private movie rental at Cinemark.
Nice.
It's like $150. You can get like up to 20 people in there.
How many did you have?
I had about 8. So it's still a little bit more than a normal ticket would have cost, but it was still.
It's worth that peace of mind, though.
It was great to go back in the movie theater and see that. I thought it was a great movie, but I just thought that was like a cool option. That like if you weren't comfortable walking into a movie theater, you could go with people you pick.
Well, the first time when I went to see it, the second time when there was a bunch of people, I just wanted to get an idea of how what their safety measures are going to be like, and I gotta say I was not impressed. I was expecting one row, then a row cut off, no one sits there, then a row, kind of. Nope. It was sit wherever the fuck you want.
For anybody who's listening who doesn't live in Las Vegas, just so you know, Vegas doesn't seem to give a shit about any of that stuff. Like, it's all on paper, but like when you get here, most of these fucking people don't give a single fuck about any of those guidelines. And if you live here, it's a little terrifying.
Yeah, dude, trust me. Yeah.
All right, so moving on.
It's a very Vegas thing to do.
A piece of news we already kind of knew, but they officially confirmed it today that Lashana Lynch, she is the black female character in the new No Time to Die James Bond film. She is officially confirmed to be the new 007. And for people freaking out, that doesn't mean they're getting rid of necessarily the James Bond character. That character can still exist, from my understanding. She's literally just taking the 00.
Right.
That's all she's doing. So people that are freaking out need to calm the fuck down.
Oh, but they're freaking out.
Oh, it's a black woman. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Well,
they're
like
losing their mind.
Two things. They're like, are you kidding me?
Oh.
They're like, maybe one, but not both.
I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh if she comes out that she's gay or something. Like, oh my god, people are gonna lose their minds.
The triple threat and just absolutely destroy people's
gay black.
No.
Bam, 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 bam.
So again, for obvious reasons, I haven't really watched a whole lot of new movies lately. But I finally got to see one I've been looking forward to because for some reason they still released it in theaters, but I wasn't about to go see it. It's called Possessor, and it's from Brandon Cronenberg. If you know that name, his dad did a lot of fucked up body horror movies, a lot of sexual shit. I don't know how else to explain it.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. But his son seems to be following in his footsteps with that kind of macabre, fucked up, sexual body horror stuff. This particular movie is about a woman. It's basically a hardcore version of Inception. It's about what's the business espionage? I can't think of the word. Basically,
industrial espionage.
Yes, thank you. Two companies trying to fuck each other over for superiority. Only in this film, instead of changing someone's mind, they literally take over someone's body, murder the competition, and then that person gets blamed for it, and they wash their hands of it. And it is. Before I saw the movie, they were talking about how graphic it was, and they did not oversell it. It is a really fucked up movie. Visually, the sound. Oh, there's a part where a man's getting mangled, and just the sound effects are. It's a lot to take.
Gnarly.
So what you're saying is that if if Trump wins, just dive right into that and keep the weird vibe going.
Yeah.
And if Biden
just
wins,
a whole lot of murder in it, and it's really fucked up. It's really good, but it's a lot to take. You have to know that going in.
And then if Biden wins, you go to Oregon and do mushrooms that were just voted to be legal and watch this movie.
Yep, there you
go. Okay, cool.
So what else? Just out of curiosity, like what else is everybody else watching? Like I haven't gone to the movie theater. Like right now, my big thing to watch is Enterprise Discovery, like Star Trek Discovery. Sorry, that's like my go-to. Besides Mandalorian, because Mandalorian is kind of like given. But
yeah, I mean goes without saying.
That goes without saying. But for me, Star Trek Discovery has been like my safe harbor as far as all this.
I saw your post. You're saying is it going a little too Star Wars for you?
No, it's more. I like the fact that there's less Star Wars and more, because like the previous seasons were very much like a Star Wars-esque type story arc to it. Impending doom. The big bad is coming to fucking just destroy everybody, and this one, and this is also according to the writers too. This one's more about hope. This is more about like, okay, we're on the other side of this bad shit that just happened, which is very similar to what we're going through right now. And now, how do we start over? And that part I really, really dig about the series, because of not only because of like the previous season, but also the shit that's going on in society right now. I'm like, this is what Gene Roddenberry kind of wanted for us as a species, as humans, and so on and so forth. It's less about war and all this other stuff, but more about like, okay, now that we're past this, how do we repair all the damage that's been done? And so far, so good. I've been really, really good. Slowly, but it gives you like an idea. Like there's a lot of the stories, at least the last 4 episodes, have been about like that repair. Like, okay, trust is something that we're lacking right now, or working together. That's something that we're going to have to really work on going forward. Having those differences and repairing those. Go ahead.
Do you still think that Star Trek as a I don't know what you call it, but as a property, series? Do you think it still holds the same type of inspiration that the originals did? Like so much of technology, you can look back and say Star Trek kind of inspired that. Do you think you can still say that about these new ones?
Yes, I can, because basically what we had was from 68 all the way till like 89 with Next Generation. Then we had Voyager, 90s, Deep Space Nine, and so on. And then we got the J.J. Abrams shit. Like, I don't mind the J.J. Abrams films. A lot of lens flare, a little bit too much for me. But outside of that, I don't really mind it. But with the series and with like Discovery and Picard, you get back to the basics of what Star Trek was about. Like me and Jim always get into this about, he's a Star Wars nerd. I'm a Star Trek nerd. I'm big on Star Trek. I watched it all throughout my life when I was a kid.
Yeah, I grew up with it. Yeah,
I grew up with it too. So the hope and aspiration piece to Star Trek has always stuck with me. The technology that we see around us, from flip phones to iPads, were all based off of Star Trek. So I think that's always pretty cool, and I've always been like really like big on science. I mean, you guys see my Facebook post. Like, I'm all about science and like just weird scientifical shit all the time, and it comes from that.
So. It seems like a lot of sci-fi. The idea is to go bigger. Do you see anything on on this series that you can point to and say we'll have that, within 20 years, like a certain piece of technology,
Yes, yeah. Well, okay, so there's I don't know, like I'm really big on fusion technology right now. Mm-hmm. That's kind of been my big thing, because fusion technology is the gateway, I believe, a gateway to both the stars and as well as like renewable energy for the human race, so we don't have to worry about like destroying this planet. Star Trek has.
Yeah, we're fucking kicking ass at that.
We're kicking ass when it comes to destroying that.
We'll destroy your planet too, bitch. Don't come at us.
You don't want the smoke from Earth? No.
Yeah, we're so good at this. We blow that shit right in your direction.
We'll kick our ass and yours at the same time.
Yeah. So you'll have global warming in no time, Mars. You fucking losers.
So the biggest thing from Star Trek is warp faster than light speed, and one of the requirements is to have enough power to power that, to power like warp. The actual warp concept has been formulated. It's there. The math is done. It's just a power requirement now. And I look at fusion like, oh, that's
possible.
It's there. It's possible. Mathematically, theoretically, yes. Warp speed is possible.
Who wants to be the first guy to try that shit out?
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. There's a long line of Star Trek geeks that probably sign up for it right off the bat.
And they'd shit themselves immediately.
Oh yeah, they totally do it. They don't understand that. I mean, but I'm that Star Trek geek that's already been shot at a couple of times, so I'm like, all right, this is cool.
It's like, that was just at the convention.
Yeah, I was like, that's just at the convention.
That's just for voicing your opinion. Those Star Trek conventions get wild.
It gets crazy, yo. And I think with that we can wrap it up with this with my my scientific tirade. I can go into much more tangents with.
I think this was like part podcast, part just like we wanted to like not think about shit for a couple minutes here.
And
yeah.
And, well, no, I just like I hope that if whoever's listening to this tomorrow, if it takes you away from shit for a little bit, enjoy it.
Yeah, you can hate us for a little while instead of hating everything else.
Yeah, you tell us how stupid we are rather than like the rest of the country.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments. I'm
but
sure
yeah,
you guys will.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to do all the subscribing and stuff. Drink water, stay hydrated, and don't refresh your page every 10 seconds for the next week and a half as we wait for results to come.
And yes, we know we're taking forever with the counting. We get it.
Yeah, listen, here in Nevada, we're 50th in education out of 50, so give us just a second, okay? We'll get there, but you gotta let us figure it out. We only got 10 fingers.
Right.
10? Holy shit, I got 10.
See, there we go. Chase and I, both products of the Clark County School System.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening, and you guys have a nerdy week.